There is a theme, you see. You've got to work this out well in advance. Alvin Stardust used to wear black, so there's a colour. Our next guest wears orange, there's a colour. And I've got a colour one lined up for when we finish. I don't know how I do it for the money. Oh, now you come to mention it. Welcome to 101 FM to Eddie Jaffaman Bryant. Welcome along, mate.
Thanks a lot, Mike. Thanks for the invite.
And I tell you what, I was so delighted to see you wear your traditional orange colours. Where did all this originate? Obviously, you woke up one morning and thought, got to get a theme. I've got to get something that will make me stand out. And here we are.
Yeah, mate. Well, it all came about, really. I mean, I was asked to relocate to another state in the corporate world. Yeah. And so I went out on my own because the position that was with the company no longer existed. And I had a lot of friends who said, how do I do this, that and the other, writing website copy. So in my first three years of business, I was going to a lot of networking events, starting out.
Oh, and, yeah, we've all been there.
and, I'm looking around and everybody looks and sounds the same.
Yes.
So after a while, I thought there's got to be something I can do because I've played in bands on and off over the past, 20 years here and there. And I thought there's got to be some way to show up like no one else, stand out in the crowd. And I had a friend who had a coloured suit business, and I went in there one Saturday and tried on every colour, red, green, yellow, and orange just seemed to fit. And then Jaffaman was born, and an actual client gave me the name Jaffaman Eddie.
Yeah. I think it's terrific. And, it's absolutely right. You do have to stand out. And it's interesting because we shared this thing when we first came here. Everybody said to me, oh, you've got to go to networking events. So we turned up at the opening of a fridge store. We just go to everything and anything. And it was the same. It was a card fest. And nobody was interested in what we did. They just wanted to flog what they did. So as a result, now I have become a recluse when it comes to networking events. Tell you what, it's got to be a special event to get me to go out there these days. But it's interesting. Now, you say that about just going into your background. You played in bands, and so I'm guessing it was a band when you did the Schoolies gig, the first ever Schoolies gig.
Yeah, that's right, mate. It was a band called Khufu's Tomb, believe it or not, and we were a covers band. Yeah, and Pepsi sponsored it, and it must be about 22 years ago now. Yeah, wow. I think. And music, I've always liked playing music. I've always liked writing as well. Even in third grade, Mrs. Armstrong said, Eddie, one day you'll make a living from your writing. So I always thought that I'd be some, author.
Like an author writing books?
Rip Van Winkle, locked away in the mountains somewhere. But here I am with creative copywriting and content solutions.
So what did you play in the band?
I sang.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I do play guitar.
Okay.
But like a lot of things, and you can apply these principles to business and almost anything in life, there's always, in the bands that I played in, there were always better guitarists, but no one else could sing. So I was lead vocals, and I let the guitarists who were better guitarists than me play guitar.
Yeah, and that makes, I sort of laughingly say I'm not a musician, I'm a drummer. So basically I'm the only one that will do it in our band. But yeah, it's really, what I thought was fascinating is the fact that you guys were able to play AC/DC in Cavell and not get told to turn down. I mean, that's got to be something.
Yeah, that's probably one of the fondest memories of playing in bands that I have, mate, was being able to do that. I mean, we played a lot of gigs, Movie World and so forth, but that was probably one of the key things that I'll always remember about my band days. And, it's good to get that interaction with the crowd.
Oh, of course it is.
But you never know how the crowd's going to respond.
Isn't that true? I mean, as you know, I do play in a band, and sometimes, and it's interesting, you can have the same set 2 nights in a row, different venue, and you get a totally different reaction. And it's the same in business as well, isn't it? You can make a blind contact with somebody, and you think, wow, I've really got it. I've got this off to a fine art, and you get a good reaction, and then you send the same message out to somebody else, doesn't work.
Yep, that's right.
For people that don't know what copywriting is.
Yep. What is it?
Yeah.
Well, basically, we're salesmen in print at the end of the day. I mean, creative copywriting content solutions, we write a lot of website copy because you find a lot of websites these days, they have the right content, but they don't have a message for somebody maybe. Yeah. And let's face it, I mean, when you go to a website, you're time poor and you're goal orientated.
Absolutely.
So you need to get to the meat early. So we help clients, rewrite their website copy, or design website copy and so forth. And it's a complete service. But, the thing these days is you have to cut through the clutter, especially with social media and everything else. I mean, we do live in the interruption age.
Oh, you're not wrong. And it's such a time waster as well. Have you found, Eddie, that certainly, I'm going back maybe 2 or 3 years. 2 or 3 years ago, everybody needed a website. That was the only way people could find out about them. Now, more and more people seem to be doing the business on Facebook. And I know from my own personal view on our video company, I would rather get a 5-star review on our Facebook page than actually get a review on the website. Are you finding the same in your business?
We are finding the same, but once again, it's about really where your hottest prospects are, if you like. You know, we have a lot of clients who come to us and go, we tried Facebook and it didn't work. There could be a lot of reasons it didn't work. It might be the image, it might be their offer, it might be that their hottest prospects aren't on Facebook. Now, you could say, well, everybody's on Facebook, and yeah, they are to a degree. But you really want to spend your advertising dollars or your marketing dollars, you know, where your hottest prospects are.
And it's interesting you say about that, Eddie, everybody being on Facebook. Probably 6 months ago, I would have agreed with that, but there was a survey done, I think it was just last week, because we talked about it on the show. More and more young people are leaving Facebook. They get embarrassed by the oldies like us being on there. When I say us, I don't mean you, but, and especially the kids. So I think, and also, as you know, the algorithms change every week on Facebook. And from my own personal point of view, I know I see a lot less business ads come up now, unless they're paid adverts. What would you say to a small business owner who's listening right now that is maybe toying with the idea of doing some paid advertising on Facebook? Is it actually worth doing?
Well, I think it's worth testing, mate. Okay, I think marketing is all about testing, trying to find something that works, and then, you know, you have a control. So in answer to your question, I think the great thing about Facebook advertising and Instagram and so forth is it's dirt cheap.
Yeah.
So it's not like where you used to write a magazine ad, spend $3,000 and it had to stay like that for 3 months.
Or worse, the days of Yellow Pages.
Well, that's exactly right.
You take a half-page ad out in Yellow Pages and you were stuck with it for a year.
Yep.
You might not get one call, but you spent a lot of money.
That's exactly right. So I'm a firm believer in doing Facebook testing, but I have a motto, and that's start small and think big, mate.
Yeah.
You know, spend a little bit of money, see how you go, keep tweaking it, because the great thing is you can change your Facebook ad, within minutes, as opposed to print or something like that we just sort of talked about.
But it's interesting, again, whether it's websites, whether it's Facebook, whether it's public relations, people now, clients in particular, want a quick fix, don't they? They want you they'll say, come on, Eddie, I want you to give me the best website copy ever, and I'll watch the dollars roll in. And it's not like that.
No, it's not like that. No, it's... and that's a really big misconception that people have. I'll just redo my website and
watch the clients come in,
It's like anything I think we do in life, mate, whether it's playing in bands or business or relationships, it takes more than one thing.
Yeah.
Imagine if they put social media, paid ads up by 5 times. They're going to lose a lot of clientele.
Of course, because people get, and I get annoyed, if the stuff, classic example of the way Facebook works, I was looking for some flights. I thought, we need to take the current Mrs. Bennett away somewhere nice. So looking at some flights. The next day, when I go on Facebook, are you still looking for a flight to Darwin? I'm thinking, wow, this is actually, it's quite intrusive.
Yeah, it's retargeting.
Yeah.
Yeah, they know what you've looked at.
Absolutely. So that's scary.
It's clever.
Yeah.
But it is scary. And as you said, a lot of people see it as an invasion, because you don't want everything that you look at online tracked or monitored.
Well, no, I've seen some of the stuff you look at. You definitely don't want that monitored, that's for sure. On a slightly different note, and what I love about a lot of the people on the Gold Coast is you do give back and you care a lot about charities. I know that you've been very highly involved in the sleep out that they have for raising funds for homeless people.
Yep, the CEO sleep out, that happens June each year. Yeah, I think it's its 3rd year on the Gold Coast, so at Robina. Yeah, I'm a big believer in that. It's something, there's so many causes though, it's hard.
It is hard, isn't it? And I feel guilty because I do stuff for Alzheimer's Australia because my mum, bless her, has got dementia, so it's a cause that's very important to me.
Yep.
But I probably, like you get targeted 2 or 3 times a week, and if you could, you would give you time out for all of them, but it's not possible. So why this particular charity for you?
Why this particular charity for me? Oh, I think it's a real problem. It doesn't only affect young people, it affects older people who've worked hard all their life and through no fault of their own, maybe they've fallen ill. they've just all become homeless, and it's terribly sad. I mean, these people work hard, they pay their taxes, a lot of them, and then when they're in their golden years, 65, 70, they find themselves out on the street. That's pretty scary.
It is very scary, and especially as you say, they've served their apprenticeship, they've paid tax, they've done everything they can. Changes of circumstances, through no fault of their own.
No, and whether it's health, it's that ripple effect too, mate. It's if you become homeless, it's going to affect the people you love, and it plays more than one, or has more than one effect on you individually. Yeah.
And it's a huge problem, not just here in Australia, but worldwide. When we were back in the UK, as I say, a couple of months ago, we were shocked at the amount of, and it was their wintertime.
Wow.
The amount of people that are on the streets. And it's just, what kind of society do we live in where you can have people earning outrageous amounts of money and then you've still got people on the street? Something wrong somewhere.
Yeah. But that's a big discussion for another time.
Maybe we can chat about that on another day. So what kind of people would you say would benefit chatting to people like yourselves? Who would your ideal client be?
Well, our ideal client is accountants and entrepreneurs, people who they're marketing focused at the moment. I mean, accountants, we serve a nationwide accounting service, and they want blogs. They want to position themselves and share that with their audience and their database. So entrepreneurs, that's a big round sort of generic term as well, but they are out there. We also serve trade services as well, and these are all different types of people, as you know. They all want different things. They all have different budgets. Yeah, so we supply website copy and content and new and repeat sales strategies to white collar professional businesses as well as big brands. We've just finished work with one of Australia's largest franchises who's released a new franchise. So that was a good feather in our cap, you might say.
Yeah. So not bad for a singer of a rock band.
Well,
not bad going.
That's right.
I do sometimes pinch myself as well. There's a boy from Glasgow who ended up living here. But Eddie, absolute joy to chat to you. People want to find out a little bit more about what you do. Where can they find you? I'm guessing there's a Facebook page.
Yeah, we got a Facebook page, mate, and they can call us on 0412 288 339 or just go online and type in Creative Copywriting and Content Solutions.
And if you want to know a little bit more about the work that Eddie does, then you can always contact us here at 101 FM. An absolute joy. I can take my sunshades off now that you're leaving the studio. And yes, I think we need to get that photograph on our website a little bit later on today. So Eddie Brightwood is here on 101 FM.
Logan City's 101 FM.